about reptiles?
I think I do know.
Hello everyone! Assalamualaikum. My name is Effa Nurairin Salim
And I am Farhana binti Sulaiman.
So, today we are going to talk about the reptiles.
Okay, so reptile is a terrestrial animal consists of turtles, crocodiles, lizards, and also birds. Okay, so there are 7 features as to what we define as reptiles. First is its paired limbs. All reptiles except snakes have 2 paired limbs with 5 toes on each side. Secondly is its thick and dry skin, because to prevent water loss from its body. Thirdly, all reptiles have efficient breathing. Why? Because the lungs are more developed and they have expandable rib cage. So what is the next 4 features, Effa?
That's Farhana. So, the next feature are the efficient circulation. Reptiles have heart that prevents mixing of blood. So, the septum divides the ventricle either partially or completely. If it divides the ventricle partially, the mixing of rich oxygen blood and the poor oxygen blood are reduced. And next is the efficient excretion. This is because the reptiles will develop kidney that excrete uric acid. While the sixth one is the ectothermic, is where the reptiles are maintaining their body temperature by the environment, not by the metabolic reaction. So you can see the reptiles crawling under the hot sun to get their body warm. Last but not least, they also have well-adapted reproduction. This is due to the internal fertilization that prevent the sperm from drying out during copulation. Secondly, they have amniotic egg that contains extramembranic membranes, and these extramembranic membranes helps in protect their embryo. Last but not least, amnion is a sac that filled with fluid and provide a private pond within where the embryo develops. So Farhana, how do the reptiles evolve?
Ancestor amphibians gave rise to amnion somewhere during Carboniferous period. Amnion is a vertebrate that produces an egg surrounded by 4 membranes. One of it is actually amnion. So amniots evolved to be less dependent on water. Why? Because of the private pond mentioned earlier, right? They evolved to become more and more land-based. This distinguishes them from amphibians because, as we all know, amphibians lay their eggs on water, so they are more dependent on water than the reptiles. Effa, can you tell me more about the lineage of the reptiles? I'm pretty confused on that.
Well, Farhana, that's so easy. So come, let me show you.
Classical view of reptile evolution considers the turtles or anapsids as an independent lineage, separate from the rest of the reptiles, which is diapsids. Anapsid skull means it has no opening behind the orbit or eye socket, while the diapsid has 2 openings behind the orbit. Modern view turtles within the Archosaurus, along with the birds and crocodiles based on the DNA study, which show the similar trait between them. But the evidence in supporting this view is highly debated, thus the classical view is presented here. The 2 main lineage of reptile is Archosaurus and Lepidosaurus. Lepidosaurus consists of snakes, lizards, and tuatara. Meanwhile, Archosaurus consists of crocodiles and birds that evolved from the Tecodons. Tecodons give rise to the Ichthyosaurs, which return to the aquatic environment, while some of the smaller dinosaurs gave rise to the first bird. The traits that enable a bird to fly is they have feathers, while the tail feathers are used for steering. A bird have modified skeleton. Birds also have modified respiration, where the lobular lung connect to anterior and posterior air cells. The birds have well-developed sense organs and nervous system. Birds have particularly acute vision and well-developed brains. Their muscle reflexes are excellent.
So that's all from us.
Till we meet again.